In the previous video, we got a skeleton and we connected the skeleton, we bound it to the mesh, the model we'd made of Morph. Now, we also said at the end of it that if we selected, say, his left knee and turned it, it distorted his right foot. And that's because when we put the skeletons in, so if I just undo that, when we put the skeletons in, they're not a standalone item. If you think of them more as a magnet, they're emitting a magnetic field, and that means they bind themselves to his left leg in this case, but the magnetic field carries on a bit and it gets picked up by the right leg and vice versa. So any objects that you put a skeleton in for that are close to each other are probably going to pick up a little bit of each other's attributes. So what we need to do is get rid of that. And we do that by coming over to rigging, and we come over to skin, and I'm on a newer version of Maya, so I've got weight maps and I have got paint skin weights. Now then, if you're in an older version, bit difficult, but you go to animate mode, skin, edit smooth skin, paint skin weights tools. So that we're still looking for the same thing, but here, but you just need to dig down through a sub menu on older versions and be in animate mode over here rather than rigging. Okay, so I'll just get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the cube, which is my morph model. I'm going to come to skin, paint skin weight, and if we select the, let's select the left ankle for instance here. We can see all the bones. If we select the cube, we can see the magnetic influence of this bone going down through this ankle here. So you can see this bit is white, but you can see it's also grey over here. And that's where the magnetic field, if you like, has drifted out and got picked up by his right leg as well. So what we need to do is paint this in. So if I just double click on this over here, this should bring up all our tools. And this is the only palette we're going to use for doing this. So I'm just going to place this over here now. We don't need to bother with the outliner for this one because it gives us a copy of the outliner at the top here. So we select everything we're going to do in these. So I'm going to start at the left ankle. Okay. Leave everything else pretty much as it is. And we should get a paintbrush tool. And you'll see I've already painted it white, so it's going the wrong way. So what I need to do is come down here to value, make the value 0. And what I need to do is paint this right leg. So I've got the left ankle selected over here, but I'm painting on the right leg and I'm trying to make it as black as I can. So there's no influence at all. And remember, I can press Alt and move stuff around. And I'm just giving it a really good paint of black. So I'm hoping that's done it now. So I'm going to come up now to the left knee, and you can see that exerts all sorts of influence down the leg. So just paint it in. And you will need to keep pressing Alt and the right mouse button to paint around the back. And you might even need to go underneath. Let's just make sure we got underneath done with the other one. Yeah, so this white bit here, that bone, that's everything it affects, and anything that's black is not affected by anything it does. So I'll just do the left hip. You can see more of the same here. So let's just paint this in. So I'm hoping I've pretty much got stuff there now. I think that must be pretty much there. So if that's the case, let's close this tool down, come out to our left knee, select the rotation tool and see what happens now. Yep, so you see the knee bends and it doesn't drag any of this. So all I need to do now is flip it the other way and need to make sure that my right leg, so let's just get that back there. So skin, paint weights, click on the options menu to open it up, and I'm going to do exactly the same here. So I just need to click on the mesh polycube to liven it up, and then I'm going to come down here and right ankle, and you'll see it's exactly the same. So I'm just going to do exactly the same with the left leg, paint it all black as I did the other way around. So I'll pause the video. So I've done this now, and you can see his leg is white. So that means that bone emits its magnetism on that leg, but this one's black and it's got no influence at all, not even a light shade of grey. Now what we now need to do is start thinking about his arms, and on this one I think we'll see that his arms emit a bit of pull on his head. We don't mind it on the shoulders a bit, it'll make stuff more organic, but we don't want his head being pulled in all directions. So more of the same, and we're just going to paint his head black for the right bicep, and then we'll do it again for the left bicep. So again, I'll just pause the video whilst I paint all this in. This for both his arms, so his head is now black, so the magnetic field from this arm and from the other arm does not affect his head anymore. So I can close the weight brush down here, and in theory, just to try it out, I can select, say, the left bicep, rotate tool, and we should be able to rotate his arm, and a little bit of movement on his head. That's his neck pulling him down, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, and right bicep should be exactly the same. So we've now got a fully rigged model, but we don't want to be mucking about with these rotation tools all the time. So what we're going to do in the next video is we're going to do some IK, or inverse kinematics, which basically means we're going to put little nodes at the end of each limb that we can drag and pose him in whichever way we like. So that's the next video.